Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/Capes and Lunatics. Hope to see you there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to what I guess is a third best Southgate, because Rob Southgate had the hijacks everything. All right.
That's exactly what I do, Phil.
That's right, because, yes, we're going to talk the 10th anniversary of some of us podcasting together. It's me, Phil, Lilith. Kelly has made her long-awaited return.
Hey.
Hey, Kelly.
And the man that who will never be stopped, even by penicillin, Rob Southgate.
Phil's been working on that one for a while. Finally.
Workshopped it. Everyone liked it. Yeah.
Everyone liked it.
We can't help if we're allergic.
Luca's like, it's so funny, Dad. You're like, yes. Yes.
All right. So, yes, this was originally scheduled, as a Capes Lunatics episode. But, yes, we wanted to talk. Again, it's not the Capes Lunatics anniversary. We're only at like 7 years. But 10 years ago, the whole thing started when a certain young podcast lady was looking for a guest for a certain something. And I was like, hey, I know comics and stuff. So.
And I've been regretting it ever since. I'm kidding.
I know.
I actually love that Phil's impression of Phil was the same one we do.
Yeah, exactly. He's but a humble comic book merchant,
I'm a nerd.
I was only like a young 35, 36. Come on.
I mean, like, Luca is like damn near a teenager. It's scary.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's frightening.
That really drives it home, because he was 1 year old when we start. In 2014 when we started, and now he's 11. I'm just like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know Kelly. I mean,
she's got kids that have graduated college.
Right.
Well, I've got one that's finishing his master's. He just turned 25 last week.
Shout out to Sam.
Yeah, man.
One that's in Arizona and about to get married at 24. So
Wow.
What is Sam's master's in?
Construction management. And
very good.
He works in construction, but what he does really isn't construction. He actually uses, you'll like this. This is very nerdy. He uses the Unreal Engine and models actual buildings and their systems, and then finds all the conflicts before they build the building.
Oh, so he's like the bridge between construction and architecture, basically. Very cool.
And technology, yeah.
So he works closely with the project managers and the architects. That's awesome. That is awesome.
His first project was he modeled a prison, because this prison, this company is a big construction company, and they build a bunch of prisons, and they wanted to train their guards how to use the alarm system, because it's not like, you have a fire, you can't just, let all the prisoners out at once, right? So
wait, I'm taking notes on that.
Yeah, exactly. So first,
my bad.
Like, well, what do I do for prisoners? Because I don't want to get anybody, too upset. What do I do for PC prisoners? So he used crash test dummies in orange jumpsuits. So he's got all these crash test dummy guys walking around, and they have the guys who are training. They put on a VR headset and they get on the virtual treadmill and they walk around and they walk up to the console, and he can throw a fire anywhere in the prison. And then they have to hit the right switches and buttons to let people out in the right order, so nobody starts rioting.
Now that is a very cool use of VR.
Yes.
Yeah. That is super cool.
Practical.
So he can take people, walk them around their buildings before their buildings are built, all that kind of stuff. It's very cool.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, Sam.
He got his first headshot the other day. It's like, oh, I feel old now.
So, yeah, I mean, this whole thing, again, started with me and Lilith, and then she pawned me off on Zach. Oh, God. And then I was like, barely started working on that Flash podcast. And then some guy named Rob was like, hey, I see you like Batman. Hey, you want to do a show on that Gotham show that's coming up? Show, bro.
Gotham.
Yeah, and then,
Gotham. Actually, Phil, you've got that time frame wrong. I put you as Zach. Lilith did not.
Oh, did you? I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was Lilith who said. I know someone who.
Well, I kind of pawned off Zach on Rob a little bit.
Because I thought I went to
and it just kind of rolled downhill.
I thought I said to Lilith, I'm like, I want to do more podcasting. And she was like, oh,
you did. And Lilith said, hey, I've got a guy that could do a Gotham one for you. And then I said, no, wait, it's Phil. No. And then
I was going to say, you, Zach. It was some annoying guy. Yeah.
And Lilith and I were together before that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was actually the history there. Okay. So you're going to answer my questions.
Oh, okay. Wait, he's turning the tables on us? I don't like this.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, Phil's turning the tables on me. He's doing a promo. So tonight, when we did Live at the Blue Box, one of our most popular things was I created a game show called Trivia Mayhem. So next weekend, we're doing Writers Row at PopCon Louisville, where we're bringing, I think, 20 authors total. We're doing signings and everything. You guys will love this. I have my own panel room there. I get 3 days of scheduling all panels. And to promote it, we're doing some fun things. This is before I get to ask you guys your questions. Tonight, I invited some of the authors on. I was like, hey, you guys want to come on? And we're going to play Trivia Mayhem. We're going to live stream it. It's going to be on the Southgate Media Group Facebook page. It's going to be on our YouTube channel. And we're going to play a version of Trivia Mayhem. They have no idea what it is. They think they're playing a trivia game.
Trivia Mayhem is my favorite.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the best part is I usually win. So they don't know that either. If any of them are watching, I'm going to be busted. But yeah, so we're going to play Trivia Mayhem tonight. It's been years. I haven't played it since Chris was alive. So this is a big thing. In fact, I got to remember, I found the Chris puppet in the garage. I might put the Chris puppet back here.
Bad influence.
As an Easter egg. Yeah. Just ask him questions. He always had MASH questions. So Doctor Who. I know all the Doctor Who. Yeah, I know.
Of course.
I know. So tonight, Trivia Mayhem, 8 p.m. Central. Please watch the stream, chime in. If it works, you're going to be able to answer questions, and we can beat the contestants. But ultimately, I get the points. So they don't know that. Okay, so my question, here's what's going on. Later on, I'll tell you about some of the panels we're doing. No, I'm going to tell you right now. You guys like fanfic, right? Not you,
I do.
Phil. Yeah. Do you know My Immortal?
Yeah.
The Harry Potter disaster.
Yeah, everybody. Well, I'm a millennial. Yes, I know that very well.
Yeah. Molly wrote it as a stage reading. And
what? Oh my God, that's bananas.
We are having the authors read it live Saturday night at PopCon Louisville.
Did you tell them ahead of time? Because
they know.
Okay, it's cringe, but in the best way.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And she wrote it. It's so cringy. It's so great. So we're doing that. We're doing Geektastic Cage Match live there again. And that was one I put in the drawer. I'm like, Alil's gone. Chris has passed away. We're not going to do it again. And then they convinced me to do it at PopCon Indy a couple years ago. And it was fantastic. And then this last one, Molly is now a contestant, and she crushes at it. I thought she's 17. How she crushes at it. She actually almost came to blows over X-Files versus Supernatural. She got this guy so red and riled up, and she just obliterated him that X-Files won. So yeah, it's a good time.
I mean, X-Files is the progenitor of a lot of things, and literally everybody that worked on, a lot of people, especially behind the scenes, that worked on X-Files came over with Kim Manners to work on Supernatural the first 3 seasons. So of course X-Files would win.
If this works tonight with Trivia Mayhem, actually a super secret plan is Southgate Media Group has a Twitch channel, and we were talking about making it like bringing back essentially Live at the Blue Box and doing some of our shows that work well. Pop Culture Countdown is an awesome show. Geektastic Cage Match. Lilith, you will absolutely be invited. Kelly, you will absolutely be invited. Phil, you can be in the room.
Give me the finger.
You can hold a sign, Phil.
You can hold this. He's like the ring announcer. He comes out in his little shorts. Ew.
You can hold my Red Bull.
That's a euphemism, Phil. We'll talk about that later. It's a kid's show. So Kelly, my computer may restart. I just got a corporate pop-up. Okay. I know that's behind the scenes, but we share all.
Don't worry.
Relatable.
Don't worry.
Damn Windows.
No matter how long it takes, we'll still be talking. So
Okay, so I'm gonna ask. I only have 3 questions. But
What?
This might take a while.
Might
And
take
I
a
want each of you to answer this one, and you can cross-pollinate on it if you want. But let's start with Lilith. Lilith, how did you start podcasting?
Ooh, it was a long time ago. I actually originally the first podcast I ever did was for Smallville, but I think the one everybody knows before most probably is my Supernatural podcast, which led to my Arrow podcast with a certain someone who I won't name, but yeah.
Excellent. Kelly, a certain someone. How did you start
Yes.
podcasting?
Well, actually, I originally started podcasting in about 2008, 9. It was for Bones.
Bonesies, yeah.
Yeah. So and very shortly after I came on as the co-host, my host pod faded, and I didn't know enough yet to keep everything going. So enter Lilith.
I literally just said I need a co-host for Arrow on Twitter, and she kind of gave me a little bit of a resume. I really loved her vibe, and we just clicked.
We totally did. And in fact, I'm looking for it now on my phone. I actually have the picture of Lilith and I meeting for the first time.
Yes.
Oh wow.
That
That's
was a great
amazing.
weekend.
In Indianapolis.
Our feet were
yes.
tired, but it was a great day.
Fantastic. All right, Phil.
Who is this?
What is somebody
I don't know.
jumping in?
Did they follow you from Twitch? Somebody's been trolling
I just
Phil.
went off the Twitch and they're still.
Who is it?
I don't know. No, you don't want to see what they're saying. They're saying nasty things about me. I don't know. Jeez.
Uh-oh.
Who is this?
Nope, that's not one of mine.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It started last the episode Lilith and I were just doing on Twitch. I don't know who's.
He probably is a light way of saying it. We know he does.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Don't feed the trolls.
Yeah.
I always do. I've got those awful foam peanuts. Throw them out at him.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Phil. Ignore your troll.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, don't, because that's me. Phil, how did you start podcasting? And I know you're going to get the story wrong, but go ahead.
Well, again, the first time I ever did an episode is when I guested on Lilith's Aerocast.
That's not a story.
Oh, want to know?
Tell me about it. Give me the
Well,
history
okay,
of Phil and
well.
podcasting.
Well, I was looking for That's when I first started listening to podcasts, and that was like the first thing I listened to. And I was following her.
I'm so sorry.
We were crazy.
I was following her on social media, well, the show, and she said she was looking for people to come on and guest. So, of course, I DM'd her and said, "Oh, hey, I've been reading comics my whole life, and I'm very knowledgeable. I watched the show and everything." So, yeah, so she invited me on, and I had no idea what I was doing, and then it went good, and then I was bugging her again. I'm like, "Oh, no, I'll come back anytime." So. After like a second time, then I believe that's when I was pawned off on you, Rob.
Excellent.
Well, it was not that you were pawned off. It's just that a certain someone didn't like having like kind of like you there. It wasn't my network. It wasn't my podcast. So
Really, I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
And ultimately, that's kind of why we had to move on. Honestly.
Okay.
Was that David?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't like Phil.
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Maybe because
That's
I wasn't brand new, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, we're not going to.
I'm not going to besmirch the distinguished competition, so I'm just going to let it go.
Please. That's not competition. And it's
I
not
use it in the same way Marvel fans use it. Not at all.
Oh wow.
Really? It's certainly not Marvel versus DC when it comes to us.
Definitely not.
Yeah, it's Marvel versus that guy at Kinko's that doesn't know how to draw who's making something. I didn't say that out loud. Okay. Very good. All right.
But
so
I liked Rob's vibe, and I figured you would fit. He was really into mentoring and just taking in all kind of projects at the time. So I figured it'd work out.
Okay.
Jury's still out, but we're trying. We're trying, Phil.
Practice makes perfect,
That's right.
That's okay, Phil. Okay, so next question. And I think Lilith and Kelly, you guys got to do this together, but I think Phil actually now is going to be jumping in. So go ahead, however you guys want to do this. Tell me about how you guys ended up joining Southgate Media Group.
Well,
I ask myself that every day. I honestly don't know the exact chain of events. I had done a podcast, the Supernatural podcast with my friend Dawn, who had started doing a podcast over there. And because I was still over at the other podcast network, and then we kind of got a whole big disagreement. And right at the time when we had a really cool interview with John Wesley Shipp, it was the timing was real interesting. And I was kind of devastated. Rob extended his gracious offer, and that's kind of the history.
And we ended up meeting up at Comic-Con in Chicago.
Yeah. That was also a fun time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say for myself, I can't. Well, once I started working with Zach and we started planning a Flash podcast, and then that had not even started yet. And as I said, as detailed in Pod Life, the book, some guy named Rob who was giving us all this, talking to us all about the show. And I was like, who is this Rob guy? Why is he giving us all this feedback? Reaches out to me and is like, oh, hey, I see you like Batman. Hey, would you like to do a Batman podcast about the upcoming TV show Gotham? I'm like, I guess, even though I have no idea what I'm doing, but yeah, sure. And then, I did a few pre-episodes before the show came out by myself. Again, horrible. But and then eventually Rob's like, oh, we'll find you some co-hosts, which, again, Kelly was one of them.
And we talked about that in Chicago.
How did we find Tyler? I always forget how Tyler comes into.
Well, I did say I was looking for co-hosts. Rob found Kelly, and then Tyler emailed me and was, basically, once just like me, he was like, I know the comics and stuff. He's like, I have all these, superhero DC tattoos and stuff. And I was like, okay, we'll give it a try. So, yes, those two came from before the bat. So.
And then you went on and did Flash Arrow Power Hour with Zach.
And then we got Zach and Charlie and Kevin. I don't know who's on the what.
Again, I thought I always was Zach. I was always I'm like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not getting along with him. But when Charlie didn't get along, Charlie would podcast with anybody. I'm just like, if Charlie can't do it, there's something wrong.
Sure.
That's right.
I think Charlie, honestly, may he rest in power. He has like the best story. He was a fan of Rob's, and he would basically troll. He trolled him into hiring him. Basically,
He was the guy.
I actually love Charlie's story about how he started working at Southgate. He has the best one next to Chris and Lil.
He
I
basically
think
wrote in every episode telling them how wrong they were every time. That's how he got the job.
Very good. All right. Yeah, we'll have to cover Charlie's story. Okay.
Yes.
Last question, and then we can get back to, I think this is your 10th anniversary show. I don't know. Okay, now this one is each individual. All right. Kelly, I'm starting with you. Okay. And I want a good, honest answer here from each of you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How has podcasting changed your life?
Drastically. Believe it or not. Here I am, I now am been removed from podcasting for a little while, but still doing cons, still get invited places, still am in contact with a lot of the people that I have been all these years. And it's just so funny because, you know, I'm not your typical comic book nerd, I guess.
You are though.
I am, but you know, I'm a couple years and AARP is going to be calling, and sadly, but you know, it keeps you young. I mean, I can have a conversation with all the millennials I work with, and I'm still relevant, and that is tons of fun. I mean, so even though, you know, while I'm not day-to-day or week-to-week podcasting anymore.
You're more than welcome to, by the way.
We're
doing an episode on a Flash episode pretty soon.
Call me up. I am game anytime. But yeah, I mean, I just did a con a couple weeks ago and ended up doing something I've never done before, which was running the game room, which was a lot of fun. So so I've met people from so many different places, so many countries. I have people that I've been friends with on Twitter for 15 years from podcast, you know, just from podcasting and even back from my original podcast. So it's amazing how much it broadens your horizons and just kind of keeps you young.
Great answer. Okay. Phil, how has podcasting changed your life?
Well, you may find this hard to believe, but I believe it opened me up more. I was very quiet before. Shut up, Rob. Yeah, I mean, just doing interviews and stuff. Like, God, before we started this, like, I never would have imagined just like talking, like, oh, I'm going to talk to people, especially like writers, like I had read for years. I would never have been like, oh, I thought that I would ever have like the courage or just be like, I can't open up like that, which Dr. Frankenstein's monster. Hello, sir. No, wait. But I said, I now the monster is unleashed between those two on the right over there. Yeah, no, it's a completely radical shift from before 10 years ago.
Yeah, I like it. All right.
I'm your deranged protege. That's right.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's a pretty big shift. All right. You. It's like the Brady Bunch. Alice was in the middle, but that would have been Charlie.
It's so true. How has podcasting changed my life? I've met the coolest people ever because of podcasting.
Thank you.
Like, honestly, like, it's just given me so many opportunities to go places, to talk to people who I normally wouldn't talk to, whether that's a writer, an artist, or just a fan. Like, I think one of our favorite interviews we've ever done so far has probably been with Sakesha Ray.
Oh, really?
I really loved her energy and like just like getting to like the cosplayers like Crystal, like, yeah. People like that, like, you just normally wouldn't probably get a chance to talk to, meet, and connect with. That's just, like, really, I feel like what podcasting is all about. Mm-hmm. And you get to travel if you're lucky. You get to just kind of tell your opinion every day. But pretty much me and Phil are always podcasting every single day. At least that's what it feels like. And you get to get feedback and, like, you know, we'd never know Ray if we weren't podcasting. So that's an international thing. And like, it's just really great to hear different people's opinions and just really be part of a fandom and a culture that's kind of dying. But like, you're like, it feels like, you know, we're just all trying to keep it together with this glue of like, you know, positivity and things like that. So yeah.
All right, you guys answered my questions.
Oh God, I am such Rob's protege. As she mentioned Sakesha Ray, I'm like, yes, and she'll probably be back right before her October appearance at New York Comic Con.
There we go, hype man.
On him, Rob.
Well done, Phil. All right, you guys, that's what I wanted. So let me talk about this for a second. That was just a test. In the future, you're going to have to do a lot more. So 2 months ago, I think it was, and I think it was Lilith that said it. You said we should do a documentary about Southgate Media Group. and we've talked about it a lot since. Not with you guys, with my two here, the two better Southgates. And what I did was I started writing up questions because I didn't want it to be. I have a way I want to do it, and I started writing up questions. And I thought, well, we can't do this. We can't just jump in both feet, because what's going to happen is it's going to evolve as everything we've done. And the people who were interviewed early, it's going to be like, oh, I didn't do that. And it's not going to work. So last week, I did the first interview with a podcaster, and all I'm asking are these 3 questions. You will be asked these again in the future, but we'll
Good. I get a chance to polish up the answer. Perfect.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we'll do a thing where I'll probably send out 20 questions. So you'll be able to kind of prep and look them over, get some ideas. And then we'll sit down and we'll take an hour, hour and a half or whatever, and just talk. It's going to be a big, giant, needly pain in my ass by the end of this thing, because I've got to edit this crap down and make it something worth our time. Originally, I was going to do this thing and knock it down, take video, and make like an hour and a half special that we could all enjoy. I don't know if there'll be audience that'll give a shit about it, but we will, right? And then I went, actually, I think there's more, because I interviewed Rachel Friend from Five-ish Fangirl.
Rachel.
And Rachel was only on, their show was only on like 5 episodes, and then we pulled the plug on everything. And when I said this, Rachel was the first hand up. I'd love to be on. Okay. So I interviewed Rachel, just these 3 questions, and it was great. And I was like, oh, crap, we actually have something. And that's what I planned to do today, was hijack this and ask you guys the 3 questions, not knowing Kelly was going to be here. This was a huge bonus, not only because I love you, Kelly, and I was excited to see you, but because it gave me, now I have 4 with Rachel that I can slice and dice and make a sample of the idea. And it's going to take a while.
I think
it's going to end up being produced, though, probably in like half-hour shows, and it's going to go on a while.
Send me the questions. I'll polish it
It's
up.
actually a pretty great series, and it could go perfect with your pour over series. It's like, these are the things that I learned in the first iteration, second iteration, and this person gave me this idea. This person helped me with this, and that you gotta have Liz on for sure.
Oh yeah, it's okay. So if you want to talk scope of project, they did me they did the world a disservice at the school I teach at. They have now given me, not only do I teach digital marketing, next semester I'm teaching professional selling again, which, gee, that's one that I don't understand. I'm being completely facetious there. But this semester, the head of the department took his class and handed it to me, because it was like, I could listen to you talk about integrated marketing all day. So I'm now teaching integrated marketing, and it's made my brain go crazy. July was integrated marketing palooza on pour over marketing, and it was great. And then I realized with this project, I'm going to do the same kind of thing. And when you were just saying that, Lilith, that is not part of the documentary. That is an offshoot that's going to go along with New Media Lab, where we're going to talk about kind of the business of all of it. And I'll have you guys on to talk about starting a network, or talk about some of the social media or the marketing or whatever, and how we did that in the different iterations. And really, SMG 2.0, we pulled the plug on that one again. Did you know that?
No.
Well, we did and we didn't. It's a thing. It's there. It's happening. Tyler signed on board, and I already said, pump the brakes, because we're not ready. The idea is sound, and what we have developed is sound as hell. But we on this end need to do the back end. We have to actively grow our audience from the Southgate Media Group standpoint, put the pieces in place so that we have a big audience. So when we take somebody on, there is a jet stream. That's what we're working on.
Oh my God, that is the best comment I've ever seen.
Professor Marketer.
He was a Batman villain. He was Batman's PR.
Dr. Marketer.
Oh, please.
Batman, I put out a false story about you. Damn you, marketer. Oh, you have less people at your booth than the person across from you. I bet their book is better than yours. Damn you, marketer.
He's gonna use that now.
I know.
No,
God.
Phil is. I'm not.
Quick.
Curse you,
I need
Larry, buddy.
And yes, I'll have Liz on the marketing one where we talk about that.
Curse you, Perry is a platypus.
There's a lot of aspects to it that I want to use to integrate everything into it. And once again, at the end of the day, I don't know if there's going to be anyone listening because who cares, right? There are fans, there are people.
There's fans, and then just the business side, and just like people love knowing why people do things, you know?
Well, and you also know that for us, the biggest part of it is the story.
Yep.
And we're going to tell.
Now, who's going to interview you, though, Rob, to pick your brain about it?
Oh,
I don't know.
That should be Molly.
Yeah.
no, she's too close. She's been traumatized. No.
I think for Molly Maven, it has to be an outside person.
I say me and Lilith. Come on.
No, I don't.
I say a Lil.
There is something.
Oh, Lil, yeah.
There is something
Jack.
really special in there that I have planned that I can't reveal. It's going to be. I
know you well enough. I think I have an idea, and I won't spoil it, but I think I know.
I have something that you guys have no idea I have, and it's going to be integrated into it.
You need penicillin for it?
Yes.
Now she'll get to the bottom of this, marketer.
Damn you, Nightwing.
He's about to poison Gotham's water supply with his marketing.
With his coffee.
Damn you, Gotham. He's actually the superhero Gotham, but he says it wrong, and all the villains are like, ha, he said it again. He said Gotham.
Come on, Phil, say Gotham.
Hey, that's a funny clip.
That's a great idea, Kelly.
I didn't see it. I'm too busy chatting with Chinto here with his... Chinto's the one that put the Batman villain. Chinto is a phenomenal comic book artist and writer. He and his wife make comics. He's fantastic. So you should follow Mr. Calavera on Substack and follow his
yes, trolling gets you hired. Try it. Rob loves it.
Yeah. Charlie made a career out of it. Yeah,
Charlie made a career out of it.
That's right.
Okay, wait. Let me see this question. You have to ask people where they were before they were podcasting. The best thing about podcasting, you know what? In the questions, I do have that. I have a little.
Yeah,
we have to do.
I was a single mom.
Yeah.
Now look at her. She's all married.
I had no voice. Yep.
Yeah.
I was a single
you were
mom
yelling
with
at
no
that kid all
voice,
the time.
working 12-hour days, and crazy stuff back then.
What if you're a Rick kid from Bel Air? Is there a Rick kid?
Yeah. I'm a good typer. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're a single mom or a rich kid from Bel Air. Can't a rich kid from Bel Air be a single mom?
They could, but if you have money, it's a little different.
True. Parents just don't understand. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Right.
Nice.
Yep. And you know why you got in that situation? Getting jiggy with it. So many Will Smith jokes.
You get that joke out of your mouth.
That was the joke slap heard around the world. All right. Enough of that silliness. No, I've never said that. I've never said it or meant it. That's right. Now I've become a different, because that's my DC villain, I guess, is the marketer. Because my Marvel one is Professor Doom.
Master Doom.
Master Doom now.
I'm not Professor Doom. We made Charlie Professor Doom, but that didn't stick because he's just Charlie the Professor Esser. But I'm Master Doom.
So says Mr. Doom.
Yeah, and
but when you get your doctorate, I don't know where we're going to change it to, because you can't do Dr. Doom.
That's not going to happen. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing me in the movie, but it's Robert Downey without the EY. So it's a completely different dude.
It's like Tom Cruise, CRUZ.
Oh,
yes.
A dude playing another dude.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
I mean, he's used to playing a dude playing another dude, if you've ever seen Tropic Thunder, so.
Yes.
No, I have no idea why, but he's going to play Robin blackface. I don't know.
What are the greatest moments? What do you people mean? What do
you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? That is still one of the funniest jokes. And it's like, you know, now the millennials will go, that's not funny. It's racist. Yeah,
No, it's not the millennials. It's Gen. Please stop getting
Gen Z,
Gen
not
Z and millennials mixed up. Because I still like Blazing Saddles. Okay, I get the point of Blazing
We're
Saddles. A
eating
lot of
beans,
people
Mr.
younger
Taggart.
than me don't. We're actually going to do Blazing Saddles, so if you want to, you can join us,
Crazy.
Rob.
Yeah, I'd love it. Actually, I'll tell you a story about Blazing Saddles. We took Molly when she was way too young. She might have been like 8. And we saw it at the drive-in. And here's the interesting thing. We're watching it. We're like, this might have been a mistake. And we're sitting here laughing, and she's laughing or whatever. And afterwards, we were like, now let's talk about this movie. And, you know, there's racism in it and everything. And we're trying to have a teaching paranormal moment. And instead we get flashed back with, well, of course, the filmmaker was showing how ludicrous all that is and was making fun of it. We're like, you're 8. What are you doing?
Meanwhile,
but
at 8, Mom
she-
taught Rob a lesson.
She understood that young exactly. And I'm like, there's hope. Because so many people are like, oh, yeah, that movie's going to die on the vine. It's like, no, it shouldn't. It wasn't made with that.
Movies don't have to age well.
No, but that movie was not. It was made exactly what she said is what they made. Why do you think he wrote it with Richard Pryor?
Exactly.
They weren't trying to say, hey, we get to say the N-word. They were saying, look at how stupid this is. What are we doing? Let's take
And a fight we're still fighting to this very day,
I was gonna say,
unfortunately.
that's the problem. Some people don't get that it's you know, it's supposed to be, oh, look how stupid this is. Yeah.
That's not my shooting hand. Yeah. Oh my God, there's nothing better. I mean, that movie. We're eating beans, Mr. Taggart. Mongo. And then there's the director's cut, which isn't. It doesn't add anything. It just has a bunch of like Warner Brothers jokes. Have you seen the director's cut?
No.
It used to air it on like TBS. And what it did was there's a whole segment, you know, when Mongo comes into town and he punches the horse, there are like 3 gags that happen after that are all like Warner Brothers. In fact, at one point, Sheriff Bart delivers a candygram, and then at the end of it, he does like he's Bugs Bunny. And it's like, it's kind of funny, but it's like it takes you out of the movie. It's like, nope, that doesn't work the same way. Him punching the horse, though, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Harvey Korman.
I think Tropic Thunder's the closest we're ever going to get to having a Blazing Saddles, though, was the whole point of that. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that people thought the Zucker Brothers stuff was the same vein. It is not at all.
It's not.
And that's where Mel Brooks went off when he started making more like Zucker Brothers stuff. Then it's like Dead and Loving It is not Blazing Saddles. That's closer to Airplane. That's why I don't like it as much.
I unfortunately have young Gen Z and Gen Alpha kids in my house, and it's not just Twitter discourse, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The things kids are talking about, they're so kind of confused right now just because the internet's like, I grew up on the internet unsupervised, for better or for worse, but like, I just don't feel like my takes are that crazy like the kids have these days. Like, I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, lots of opinions.
Yeah, lots of opinions.
Okay, wait. Chinto's asking some things in there. Is there really a lot of people against Blazing Saddles? Yeah, there are, Chinto.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just Twitter discourse, and Twitter isn't representative of the real world. No, you're right. But there are a lot, especially of the younger generations, that they're not
Media literacy is at an all-time low.
Yeah, they're not taught to think about this stuff critically, and film criticism has died
on the vine. Talk about something dying on the vine.
Right. So when you find somebody who has actual criticism that's interesting, like go read what's Kale's Pauline Kael's Blazing Saddles review. That'll give you a lot of insight, but they're not reading that. They're reading the thing on Twitter that's like
they're doing CinemaSins. You know, it's like
yeah, that's not the same thing. World War Z is more problematic than Blazing Saddles. Yeah, but I still liked World War Z. I thought that's his son, by the way. You know that, right? A lot of people don't know that Max Brooks is Mel Brooks' son, and he wrote World War Z. Have you ever heard the audiobook for World War Z?
No, but I've read the book.
Get the audiobook. The audiobook, he has different actors playing, because each chapter is a different character. Yeah. So it's got, and Alan Alda is one of them. It is an amazing chapter.
Sold.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you know.
I love me some Alan Alda.
When I didn't know he was on it, I'm listening through, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Is that Alan Alda?" And he was so good, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's a fantastic audiobook."
See, I always end up spending more money every time I talk to Rob. Okay, ordered. Actually, because I don't have Audible anymore. I haven't had for a long time.
Boy, almost like people should hire him to sell their stuff. Wow.
They
Wait,
should.
I think somebody did.
No. By the way, I'm not doing the radio station.
Boo! I mean, you
Yeah.
can still do it. You just don't have to do it.
Well, I mean, I might be on the air. I'm sure if I just said, "Hey, let's do this on the air," they'd
I mean, do you just want me to buy you a .m domain? I mean, no biggie, Rob.
Sure.
How about internet radio?
I'll get you a
too?
.tv one too.
Yeah, actually, that's one of the things in 2.0 we are planning to roll out basically a streaming radio station. Just
He stole your idea, Phil.
I know.
15th. Yeah, but we've been saying that forever.
I know, I'm just teasing.
But I actually found a way to do it. But I already want to burn that to the ground. I think I have a better way of doing it. So when we finally reveal it, we should have a streaming thing of all the old shows with a schedule and everything, hopefully. And very little would be edited out of it because there's a couple of them. I'm like, nobody wants to hear that crap. Yeah.
Well, there goes our podcast, Kelly.
Yep. Well, you know.
Yeah. You're Chinto. When you look at it from that perspective, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
The wall.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very problematic.
Words, yeah.
It is. But you know what? Don't view it as this is telling us. It's showing a side of reality that's ugly.
Yeah. We've
You
been
know?
living through it for
Much like Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
It's more subversive here because people don't realize, oh, but that's this. They don't realize how racist and awful that is. I would imagine Max Brooks totally knew what he was doing there and was trying to reflect it if you've read any of his other stuff.
Well, here's how you know it might be problematic. When it's one of Eric Cartman on South Park's favorite movies, you might be on the wrong side of things.
You might be.
There's your hint.
Yeah.
It's a good litmus test. I don't care who you are.
Cartman test. It's a new thing, like the Bechdel test.
Coined right here on Third Best by Lilith Hoffa.
Test. Where does this fall on the Cartman scale? And you'll be like, well, let me tell you.
Did you make your father into chili or?
Oh.
Speaking of which, this week.
Is that the Cartman scale or the enhanced Cartman scale?
Oh. It's already evolving.
Yes.
Max Brooks book. So this week, speaking of nerdy stuff, I went back and I watched a couple of movies that one of them I haven't seen since I was a teenager, probably like 14. I went back and
So those are black and white. Okay.
I watched Jaws 2.
Oh.
And surprisingly, I loved it. It is not Jaws. And I think that's why I didn't watch it so long, because Jaws is great.
It's much like Halloween. We all know it's not Halloween.
Right. But then when you go back and you watch Halloween 2 and it's been years since you watched it, you realize, hey, this is
If
actually...
it hadn't had the Halloween name on it, it would have been a much better.
Oh, wait, you're talking Halloween 3. Halloween 3. Same thing. So Jaws 2, I'm like, you know what? There's no story. It's they're trapped in the water and a shark. And that's it. And then the ending is terrible, but in the best way. Because it's like this super cheesy special effect, and then they're like, boom. And Roy Scheider's like, kid. And that's it. You're like, wait a minute. There wasn't even not even 4 lines of dialogue to wrap it up. Kid. Boom. Okay. Yeah. But I loved it. So then I went, dare I go to Jaws 3? 3D?
Isn't that the 3D one? Yeah.
Yes. And I never saw it. And it's fantastic.
In a Rob Southgate way?
Oh, yeah, in the worst craptastic way.
Okay.
So if we're talking Jaws versus Jaws 3, Jaws 3 should be burned in a fire and never seen. If we're talking Jaws 3 right along with all the other weird crap movies that I love, it stands tall.
Yeah.
It does, man. Oh, I'm talking to myself.
How was that new?
It was so good. It's so good. I'm about halfway through it because I watch it in chunks. But the effects are just terrible. Oh yeah. There's chunks in it. Dennis Quaid is in it. Leah Thompson.
Okay, sold.
But Leah Thompson's in it. I didn't know she was in it. But the best is Lou Gossett Jr., who I
What? They wouldn't drop poor Lou.
Oh no. This is from like 81 or 82.
I was gonna say that's how you make a successful 80s movie. You put Louis.
This is before Officer and Gentleman, I believe.
Oh, okay.
If it's not, it was filmed before Officer and Gentleman because Lou Gossett is not Lou Gossett, and it's way before like Enemy Mine, which people like. Oh, that was a dumb sci-fi movie. That was a phenomenal movie, and Lou Gossett should have won an Oscar for it. He was great. I love him in it.
Thanks for Rob Southgate.
That's right. The Oscars by Rob Southgate. Let me bring Will Smith out here. He's going to slap you all silly and wake you up because Lou Gossett Jr. should have the Oscar.
Maybe you need your own award show, the Southgates.
No, we have one. We have the Twiggies. We have the Twiggies, which actually 2.0. Guess what might be back? Only the award show.
There you go.
We have fun ideas for the award show. So Lou Gossett Jr. You got to see him in this because he is the 1981 version of Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
He delivers the lines and I'm like, holy crap, we had this nugget of gold right here and nobody knew until Samuel Jackson was like, I'm going to crack this open and be Samuel Jackson all over this thing. But, oh my God, they catch the shark and they're like, we got the shark. And Lou Gossett's like, we got the shark. And then they go, but we didn't get its mother. And it's totally like, there's a mother in mother? And he's the head of SeaWorld. He's like the main boss, but they have him talking like Samuel L. Jackson and his Samuel L. Jackson-y most. It's so delicious. I'm enjoying it so much. And the effects are so bad. So to get 3D, they do stuff. They literally do the stuff where it's like, like there's something over there.
Yes.
It's 3D House of Pancakes with John Candy. And then in the beginning, there's obviously a 3D effect at the beginning because you see the water. Like they keep doing all these weird shots underwater of fish. And then there's this one, and it's like the fish has been, obviously a shark had attacked a fish, and there's just a fish head. You see its kind of guts hanging out, but it's floating. But it's obviously a 3D effect because like back here looks like the water shot badly, and the 3D thing is kind of red, and it's like way up, like floating up here. It makes no sense. It's phenomenal. Right now, it's sitting at a solid 4 stars.
Minus 3.
Oh no, we're talking Twiggy Awards.
Oh, okay.
We're talking Twiggies. And when we're talking Twiggies, this is a 4 star.
Yeah, no.
This is worth your time. Because sometimes you get a bad one that's just boring. It's not fun. This thing, I am laughing out loud. Chinto, yes, you need to rewatch Jaws 3. And I am anxious for Jaws 4, and I have a feeling that's going to be boring.
Wait, there's 4?
Yeah, Jaws 4 The Revenge. This time it's personal. That's the one with Michael Caine.
Oh!
That's right. The Jaws is coming after us.
Oh.
That was a little more Sean Connery than Michael Caine.
Y'all are going to have to answer that. That's before my time.
That's right, man.
That's a
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Come on, Austin. Let's go get a shark. My impressions are just terrible. But I'm gearing up for... Phil, put my screen up. I'm getting ready for...
Oh, I actually have an answer for that. I think in the
Trivia
back
Mayhem
recesses.
We're getting ready for Trivia Mayhem, where the bad impressions will definitely make an appearance. Okay, what, Lilith?
I think I have an answer for that question, the best 3D movie. I think it's Amityville Horror 3D. I remember seeing this when they had the resurgence back in the mid to late 2000s. They put this out in movie theaters in one of my theaters, and I just remember it being...
Oh, guess what he's watching in the holy bathroom?
Oh my God, you just got me, because I was actually getting ready for a Amityville rewatch to watch some of those terrible ones, because there are so many. Did you know there's an Amityville Horror in space?
No. How does that? You know,
The
what?
house
Never
is
mind.
floating around in space. That's what it shows in the trailer.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I'm in. Yeah, that Amityville 3D with the hand coming out. That was a good one. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I haven't seen that one since. And I saw that one. I didn't see Jaws, which is funny. The other one that was so great back then and is really bad is the Friday the 13th 3D.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But remember, it has that amazing.
And that was a year before Amityville.
Was it? Okay. It has that amazing moment when Jason shoots the thing at the screen. And if you watch it now on HD, you can see the wire that the arrow thing is on the whole way. It's fantastic.
And
then the picture
Amityville,
goes right at the screen. Love it.
Amityville 3D and Jaws 3D came out the same year.
Oh.
Wow.
Also coming at you. That was literally only to capitalize on the 3D craze. Like
Yeah.
clearly, the name in and itself tells you everything you need to know.
And frankly, I was a teenager at that time. There wasn't much of a craze. Like nobody was going. You'd see this, you're
It's
like, these
just
are gonna
like
be
when,
bad.
what happened in the 2010 because James Cameron decided everybody had to jump. We even had 3D TVs. Like I remember 3D Blu-rays. I still have them. I don't even think my 3D TV would work if I plugged it in.
I'll tell you, the only one I saw that was fun in 3D was Monster House because it was animated. And that one, watching it in 3D, it was like, wow. That I enjoyed. Everything else looked like, okay, this is the 3D segment. Here it is.
The only other 80s 3D movie that I remember was Captain EO.
Oh yeah.
Now, that one wasn't released in theaters. You had to go to Disney to see it.
Right.
Yeah. And that one I've never seen. I did download one at one point, like illegally, because it wasn't available anywhere. It's the only way to see it. And I didn't make it very far because the quality was so bad.
Yeah.
But I heard it's pretty cool, and I heard it was pretty good in 3D.
They should make it like a yearly watch at Epcot Center or something, I think.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Dear Disney, I know you're down in the dumps. You should probably give me a call finally. I can turn this whole thing around.
That's right.
I've made the offer before.
I'm talking more about the parks. I don't really care about the TV side of
You
it.
can have the parks.
The parks and the cartoons. We got to do something here. We got to bring back Disney Channel to its glory.
Yeah. Well, don't expect that one to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I know. There's no money to be put into it right now.
Somebody hired
I'm
Dan
a shareholder.
Schneider. I hear
I'm
he's
aware.
really good at that. Oh, come on. That was a good one. I didn't get any negative reaction off of it.
Oh, this one got me real tight. As a stockholder, it's got me real tight, this whole thing. It's bad publicity, bro.
Oh.
Just pay the people, make it go away. Like, that's what Disney used to do. Pay the people, make it go away.
They asked for like 50,000 or something. Like, okay.
I don't know what's going on.
That's a bad look. That's a bad look. Yeah, but Lilith, you missed my joke, and I have to go back because this one is worth it. If you want to revive the Disney Channel, you just bring Dan Schneider in because he has an ability to make quality.
But where's the boo button, Phil? I've known about Dan
programming.
Schneider my whole life. The fact that it took for me to be damn near 40 for somebody to actually say something when it's too late to help those kids is messed up.
Amanda Bynes.
That's how Hollywood works, though.
Did you watch the last episode? I didn't see the last episode, the one when they tacked one more episode on of that documentary. Did you watch it?
No, the first one was all I could really tolerate.
I watched them. I think I saw that last one. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that one. I really want to, though. I mean, that was...
You should finish it. It's a real eye-opener. It's why I always... Anytime I see people with kids, even to this day, that want to push their kids into Hollywood, I'm just like, why? Do you need the money that bad? Go get a job. Go get a job.
With Molly, I mean, she was dead set she wanted to do it, but we were very, very careful, and we kept her here, and that was just it. There were two types. There was the kid like her, and then there was the Nickelodeon kid, and even her agent was like, "Yeah, you're going to get an occasional audition for that, but you're not that kid, and you're not those parents.
You don't want to be."
I was gonna say. Plus, Rob's always there with Molly because he's right.
Like my heart.
He's riding her coattails. He's riding.
You think I'm there?
Yeah, he's riding her coattails.
That's a good one, Phil. Phil said a funny. Hold on, let me write down. That'll go. 11 years.
That's two for today.
Phil
That's a record.
Funny. No, Maeve, Mama Bear is on that. So when they're showing that guy in the documentary that's like the dad is there, the dad's like, I'm always right there and things were happening right there. He was.
No offense, but it's a dad, not a mom. But even the moms are a little sketch in there too. So
right, he has.
I look at Lindsay Lohan's mom.
Oh, man.
I mean, I can get into it. Like my heart aches for Amanda Bynes. Like I always knew as a kid something was up with her. They were like, and she just, it's so bad. And it's just like, I just don't know how people could, you see your kids suffering, but you need the money that bad. So you just ignore it. Yeah. But then you also look at the Coreys who had terrible parents and needed the money. Like, and he just, the whole Corey Feldman thing just makes me really, really sad. Nobody believed him. And now it's like.
Now they believe him, but.
It's too late.
Yeah. Well, and they believe him, but do they. It's almost like it's a joke at the same time, which is weird.
Also because the whole male victim thing too. We don't want to get into that, but yeah, I just always kind of side-eyed people who just let their kids go into showbiz, especially when I used to do PR, and it was just like couldn't be in my family. Because look at every last one of them, Disney, Nickelodeon, or whatever. Look at all of them.
Yeah,
especially like back in the day, like I'm talking like Gary Coleman and all those guys.
Oh yeah.
Where before they even had like safeguards in place where their money would just be gone. And it still happens to this day, even with that law in place. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, the Coogan. We have a Coogan account for Molly, and we can't touch it, and we would never touch it. But yeah, people find ways around it. Pay me cash, pay me under the table, pay it this way. It's like it's ridiculous. You're feeding off of your kid.
It's like, okay, you're saying, I want to do this for my kids so they have a future, but when they get 18, 21, 25, everything's gone.
Yeah.
So really, what did they do it for? But some trauma.
Yeah. Yep.
Things are changing though. I'm hopeful, but I still
get a movie like Lost
it.
Boys because of it, which there's a positive. There's a shining light.
I mean, I love Lost Boys, and I like that TV show hasn't been developmental hell. Again, call me. I can fix it. I have ideas. Before Keith Sutherland dies, hurry.
I bring gravitas. Well, if you go by his dad, he's got a good 25, 30 more years.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
And can I just say, everybody needs to go watch Rabbit Hole on Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus, please pay me.
For which?
It's like Rabbit Hole is one of his best TV shows.
I still didn't hear what you said. Which one?
Rabbit Hole.
Rabbit Hole
On Paramount Plus. It is actually pretty amazing. It's like 24, but like more actual real world political.
I loved 24 because it was just fun. And then when it turned bad, it was like, you can't watch it again.
It's like the best of 24. It's got Charles Dance from Game of Thrones as his dad. Enough said.
Oh, yeah.
Just lock in for 10 episodes.
Yeah, I love it. I definitely want to watch that one because 24, he was so good on 24.
Yeah.
The most ridiculous thing on there of all the ridiculous things, of all the crazy ridiculous things, was he kicked heroin within an hour. Because if you're going by real time, at the end of the one season, he's hooked on heroin. The next day or the next season is literally the next hour, and he's hooked on heroin. And the next hour, he's kicked it. You go, I don't think that's how heroin works. And he never had a craving after that. I don't think that's how it works.
And he's just like Johnny Depp. He wants people to know him for his music so bad. It's like, no, babes. That's not how I know you. First of all, I know you as your father's son. First and foremost, you're a Nepo baby. Don't forget where you come from.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? I've liked him in everything. I mean, I always have liked him. But personally, when I see him interviewed, I'm always kind of like, I prefer to hear your dad talk. I love his dad.
Oh, yes.
His dad was always awesome. And then to end the career as President Snow.
Yes.
Like he's like, I'm gonna just put a flag right here. Everybody pay attention. You ever see his 70s body snatchers?
No, I don't think so.
Run to see this movie. Leonard Nimoy is in it. Donald Sutherland is in it. It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's creepy. It's weird. It's so good. Trust me. That's going to be when you're going to come back and go, oh my God, Rob, you were right. Great movie. Yeah. See, look at everybody's clicking it.
It's on my list.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Doesn't think Survivor was really good too for it being procedural network slop? Honestly, I love that show.
I didn't watch it. To watch that
The
one.
first,
either.
it had Maggie Q was the only reason I'm going to be so real with y'all why I even started it. But then I was like, oh, Kiefer Sutherland, you here too? But Touch is my favorite Kiefer Sutherland movie, TV show of all time. Where he says "sweetheart" 50 million times per episode.
Sweetheart.
Red String of
That's your
Fate.
ringtone?
Little baby Batman's in it. I love that show. It's so good. I was so mad. Like that's back in the era of like high concept drama network dramas where everybody's trying to be the next Lost still.
Right.
I
But
love
they're
that show. That is a good show.
I'll have to check that one out too. Yeah, after 24, I didn't watch any of his TV shows. So
Yeah,
Not that
they
I-
were
not that I was like-
desperate. Fox
just I
was
wasn't
desperate to
watching.
keep him.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
did love that.
guess.
We were really addicted. I think it was like the first 3 or 4 seasons of 24. We just freaking
Mhm.
loved, and then it was like, okay, this is stupid. But
You only have so many great ideas for a show like that.
yeah,
And
but that
sometimes you
first
got to
season-
know when to hold them and when to fold them. And network TV never knows when to stop.
No. Well, as long as there's money in that udder, they're gonna keep pushing that udder.
Just water it down.
Yeah,
Skim the fat off the top, water that down.
Yeah,
Pull the udder.
yeah. Look at what they did with Planet of the Apes. When you look at the movies,
Listen, the
First one,
reboot has
amazing.
been fantastic. Even
oh
though
no,
the
I'm a
last
huge
movie
fan.
was kind of unnecessary. I'm like, babes, this has nothing to do with Caesar. I don't care. But I still watch it. I was like, you know what? They might have another 2 movies in it. It's just a fascinating concept. Although
It is
I
a
don't want the
trilogy.
humans to win. That's the whole thing. I don't think they understand. Nobody wants the humans to win. We deserve to go away. In
Oh.
that universe, we deserve to go away.
Well, I can't remember if it's the end of this trilogy is the movie from the original first movie. When
That's
this
what they're
ends,
saying, but
It goes. There's a thread right there. Even though, which is cool because if you think about it, when you get prequels, a lot of times it's like, yeah, but I already know what happens.
Right.
This, we don't know what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
we do, but we don't.
it could, like I said, it could be like that Mark Wahlberg, Tim Burton one, where it's actually not even the same technically, which I would be okay with.
Or watchable. No, that one is not good. Even though, I've seen it like 10 times.
We've all seen it. It's all we had back then.
You're an ape? That's a monkey. I'm doing my Mark Wahlberg. What
You need a little more
burger.
dead in the eyes.
Yeah,
You need a little more dead in the eyes.
I can't pull it off. It's not working for me. Even though I do love the ending with it should exist, Ginto, because it's all part of the lexicon.
Yep.
And it is stupid.
It's a teachable
Uh,
moment.
But it does have Paul Giamatti as an orangutan.
Exactly.
That's a win. Even it's like that Spider-Man 2 when Paul Giamatti's the Rhino, and it's terrible.
Amazing Spider-Man 2,
And
yeah.
his but it's still Paul Giamatti as the Rhino, and you're like, yeah, he doesn't even get to be his Paul Giamatti-ist. But to see him standing there in his underwear being the Rhino, you're like,
Makes sense.
I'll
It
still watch
tracks.
it. I'll still watch it. I love him so much. He's so good in everything.
Oh
That
my
one's not
God.
good.
Oh
That's
my
just not a
God.
good movie.
Will, we were talking about this yesterday. Craven the Hunter is coming. I saw a commercial on TV last night. Craven the Hunter is coming, and it looks like they're
Poor
gonna have their
Sony.
they're gonna have their
Somebody,
first
you should call me
Crazy.
too. I have an idea. It's called "Don't Let Tom Hardy Quit."
Oh, yeah, because we're getting the last Venom too. Yeah.
I haven't seen the Let There Be Venom or Let There Be Carnage.
Oh, with
I watched the first one. I liked the first one.
It's on that same. It actually didn't decline. I say it stayed at that same level.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it.
And it's Woody
I liked
Harrelson in
the
a red
first
wig,
one.
babes. Come on.
You in the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, what they're gonna do is they're gonna boot Venom into the MCU and
Well,
wipe
That's
that
what they've been
timeline.
saying.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they're gonna wipe that out.
remember that he left a piece of symbiote in there, so they don't even need Sony
Right.
Venom. There's already a piece
Yeah.
of that suit over
Right.
there.
Right.
Like I said, Disney thought they were playing Sony, but Sony was like, there's more clamor for another Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, and an Andrew Garfield. We really still do have three scripts somewhere in the vault, I'm sure.
Yeah. Somewhere. And if we don't have one, somebody just write something up.
Make it
Let's
up.
go.
So I think we should let Rob go at this point. We know you're a
Yes.
very busy man. Many plans on the burner.
Have
Many
you,
plates spinning on
Have you-
Almost out of
sticks.
coffee too.
have you advertised enough on our high school reunion here?
No, I've got more. So anyway, Louisville If you're in Louisville, come to PopCon and meet us at Writers Row. We have amazing panels.
Where is the Louisville PopCon? What
At the convention
is it at main convention center downtown?
Yeah. Yep. And,
Is that big enough for you guys? Are you finding?
Never been there.
Oh, okay.
Gonna find out. And Writers Row is going to be mighty at this thing. It's going to be mighty. We have great lineup of people, and then our panel room it's the best. When I look at the panels that are out there, I'm like, we are crushing it. The one that everyone says you should see the
So
panels at
modest, so
DragonCon.
humble.
No, I feel great about it. I didn't create them. I just know that we have curated a hell of a panel room. I was supposed to be a guest at DragonCon. I'm not going.
Oh.
I'm not going. They didn't give me any panels. Can you believe it?
Oh, wow. Really?
I know. People were shocked. Like, that's why they made you a guest. And then they were like, when I had to write to each, their system is messed up the way it works.
Yeah, it's a little convoluted, DragonCon. It can use some streamlining.
So then I got only one email back from all the different tracks, and they were like, we don't know. Like, I mean, I know that you do all this podcasting stuff, but I don't know if it pertains to superheroes. I'm like,
no way.
So that was the only track that wrote back to me.
He said them every episode. Enough said.
Yeah, I did. So what I did was I wrote to each of the different track heads, told them what I do, told them what I've done, sent them links to panels I've done, talked about Writers Row. I was like, look, plug me into whatever. You know, I can either be a guest or I can be a moderator. Like, you're looking for these people. Here you go. I've got my own panel room at PopCon that I curate, you know, like, I can jump in. And then the only one that wrote back was the superhero track. They're like, I don't know if you really can talk about superheroes. I'm like, okay.
I mean, they're not wrong, but you have people that you can bring with you.
Oh, please, Lilith.
Teasing. I'm just
Lilith,
teasing.
Rob,
You gotta poke the bear every now and then, or is life even worth living?
Robin's
That's right.
Charlie. He can bullshit about anything. Come on.
Exactly.
There you go, Phil.
Yes. Please, I'll shout your credits to the rooftops. Yes.
Thank you, Phil. I can't
Kiss
believe
up.
Lilith is so mean to you.
Master Doom, Master BSer.
Give it up to the principal. How dare you, Phil?
Don't they know that I could market my way into anything?
Credit what credit is due. He can BS his way through anything. Come on.
Damn you,
The
marketer.
BS skills are chef's kiss. We should all aspire to the level of BS that Rob is capable of.
Oh, you have a bachelor's? No. I said BS.
Oh, Phil. Hold on.
That's
funny.
3. Oh, you are on fire today, Phil. You bring out the best in him. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, it'll go down as soon as we're done here. Phrasing. All right, I gotta go. This was great, you guys. Thank you for the answers, Phil. I need the audio file or video file or whatever, so I can edit this down, and then once I've made this little experimental thing, I'll share it with you guys.
Very cool. It was so great seeing you again, Kelly. Literally, you're welcome anytime
Kelly,
you want to
wonderful.
talk about anything.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm up for it.
Ham radio. I even want to do an episode on ham radio just to have you, just to entice you.
We can do a Saudi video on ham radio.
We're going to do it. So expect a call.
Sounds good.
All right, you guys. Kelly, lovely to see you again. It's been a while. Phil, Lilith, lovely to see you again. Phil, you were funny today. I love it.
Did you pitch the newsletter? Your Substack?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to Substack, get my newsletters.
PG Chichester of you.
Pour Over Marketing and Mic Drop are the two that I do on there. Just follow me on stuff. Follow Rob Southgate.
Follow the scent of coffee. You'll find him.
You will, right. Because I'm all over Four Horsemen Publications stuff. I'm all over Southgate Media Group stuff. I'm on my stuff. I'm on Writers Row stuff. And I share my newsletter in different places. And I'm doing the Four Horsemen newsletter as well. There's two things. If you want to hear a really great group of interviews, there's a Facebook group called Books of Horror. They just did a big event called Books and Brews. I interviewed 17 or 18 horror authors. The interviews are so much fun. I really loved them. I have them on the Alley Chats podcast feed, but they're also, if you go to Books of Horror, you can just type my name in. You'll find all of them there. excuse me, those are video interviews I did there, and then on the other one it's audio only.
Hey, when you get some spicy authors, call me. Let me know. Send them our way.
Oh, you want some?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, no, serious. Yeah.
You got the hookup.
I'm thinking February we might have a whole month of just spicy author interviews, Phil.
Would you like the author of I'm in Love with Mothman?
Ooh.
Hell yeah, you
that's not the
would.
person that did the Blue Barbarian story, is it?
No.
Okay. Yes.
No. All right. She's booked. But I have other ones. In fact,
I'm just thinking
one of our
ahead.
panels is how to write erotica. It's an 18+ panel. Oh yeah, we went into some spicy areas this time.
Spicy's the thing these days. Spicy book talk is.
Yep, we got it.
Muy caliente.
We got it. So yeah, but yeah, if you want to hear those interviews, go to Alley Chats. You'll hear them there. And then also for Writers Row, I interviewed each of the authors that are going to be there, and that only is live on the Facebook page for Writers Row. I did not put those anywhere else yet. And there's some really fun ones, including Paige Lavoie, who wrote I'm in Love with Mothman, and the sequel, I'm Engaged to Mothman. And the third one, which comes out December 7th,
I'm having Mothman's baby.
I'm getting married to Mothman. And that one, here's a crazy thing. Now, she's a big author for Four Horsemen. When we do the PopCons, people are like, is she here? Is she here? Can we get a signature? She hasn't been. She's going to be with us in Louisville. Okay. We are bringing the third book. I'm Getting Married to Mothman. We are bringing it. You can buy it there. You can get a signature and a selfie, and it doesn't come out for anyone else until December 7th.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
That's a big one. Woo. So
See,
yeah,
I told you we could squeeze a few more minutes. You just got to mention plugs, Phil.
yeah. Mention plugs. Why do you have to bring up Phil's plugs? I mean, so much right.
Okay, full head of hair down there. Yeah.
Oh no, it's getting ugly. Look at that.
Whoa.
That's from this though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from
Don't
hanging out
go
with a Lil.
blaming podcasting on your hairline, Rob.
When you ask the question, how has podcasting changed your life? It's I lost my hair. It's from hanging out with a Lil. You know, your body starts going, I feel bad for the
You
guy.
gotta
He's so
sync
bald.
up.
I gotta start losing it. Yeah, it's like women with their time of the month. Men get together, they start losing their hair.
I like it.
All right, you guys.
Well,
That's it.
Give our best to Maeve and Molly.
I will. Thank you guys.
thank you for
Bye.
hijacking our show.
It's what I do. See you guys.
Yeah. So he wanted a third best Southgate, then he drops out early. They all dropped. I was about to say, Kelly, do you want to talk about something? Do you want to promote something? No, look on. All right.
Yeah, like that, they're gone.
All right. Well, we can promote stuff.
It wouldn't be you if we didn't.
Well, again, like I said, I learned at the feet of the masters. All right. Well, let me get our stuff here going. Oh, nope, not Salty and Petty.
That was earlier.
I know. Yes, check out our Mallrats review or Beetlejuice review. Yeah. So literally, we're doing some erotica in February.
I figure.
Okay.
Just some spicy novel authors just to get some clicks and views up.
Okay. Among other things.
Clicks and views.
Clicks and views up among other things. All right. So yeah, so send us your thoughts. Anything you heard here, because again, Rob's threw a lot at you. Capes and Lunatics at gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-Capes. Again, if you have anything for Rob, yes, you can. I'll forward it.
Tell Kelly she needs to come back and do it more often.
Yes. All right. Lil's like, yeah, she needs replacement.
More. We need more clams.
Whoa, there we go.
On more than one level.
I was gonna say I brought in the Real Housewives, but they only do once a month. So, all right. So, again, you can find everything Capes Lunatics episode, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes Lunatics merch. Again, new merch may be coming soon. More plugs. Yes,
It's what we do here.
Again, we're graduates of the Rob Southgate
School of Podcasting.
School of Promoting Yourself, kid. So yeah. Again, just ran the money to us through the Cash App link, so Lilith can afford all this erotica.
Make it rain.
And I
No,
love it.
even better, fun Easter egg. This is what I bought when I was at American Eagle, this Snoopy hat. When I was
Oh,
at the mall last week. Fun Easter egg if you were listening to Salty and Petty.
yes.
$25 friggin' for this hat, by the way.
Capitalism.
Exactly.
And of course, the Patreon, where Lilith and I do something different, something uncensored, something. Again, this is censored to us kids. Yes, completely uncensored on Patreon. You never know what you're going to get. Arrow puts out-
Yes, I'm very aware. I love Hello Kitty.
Oh, you just bankrupted Lilith. All right. So, yeah. So, find all of our stuff all in one place. That's tubespace.io/Cape San Lunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.io/Cape San Lunatics Podcast Network. And then there's the direct line to Patreon, patreon.com/Cape San Lunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. And I don't think Lilith is back on social media yet, right?
But, you can always just follow me on at Lilith Hellfire69 on TikTok. You never know when I might pop out and do some content. I'm very spontaneous that way.
Every so often.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
All right. So, yeah.
I just can't brave Twitter. I can't do it. It's a hellscape. I can't do it, bud.
So, yes. Thank you.
Instagram is dead, so it's like all I have is Pinterest and Reddit.
So, yes. Thank you. Glad Kelly was able to join us again.
We'll have to catch up with Tyler at a better time for sure.
Yes. And again, thank you, Master Doom, for hijacking another show. He was doing plugs during. Remember we did the memoriam for Charlie, and he was like, "Oh yeah, catch me at
It wouldn't be. Charlie would have appreciated it.
Oh, yeah,
it just wouldn't be Rob without it. It's just part of his schmarmy charm.
Well, Charlie was a fan of Rob and all his eccentricities. All right, and again, send us your request. What do you want to hear Rob go off about? Because he'll again, like we said, he'll go off on
all it takes is a little push.
maybe some coffee, some 3 samples of coffee. He'll be your boy.